Yo! What's up? What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? I know there's no one in the chat right now, but I'm talking for the VOD people. I've been slaving away, ladies and gentlemen. I've been slaving away. I have completed Volume 5. Way ahead of schedule. I was planning a late November release. We are in early November. We are only 8 days in November. Man, I cranked out probably like 12 pages in the last week. In the last 8 days, probably 12 or more pages. I have cranked out that many. Which is pretty fast for me. What's up, Nomad, aka Catman? What's up? What's up? Let me get my mic. My mic was not very good. I'm sorry. My mic was too far away from me. Now it should sound much better. But yeah, I have been really grinding the Little Miss Steel artwork, and I'm just having a blast with it, man. It's it's so much fun drawing this, especially since I know it's a really great episode, and like all of them, I say they're all great. I say they're all better than the last. This one is I would say this one is different than the last. It is not as action packed as Volume 4. 4 had the most action in it by far. Over half the book was just action. Whereas this is a little bit more. This is a little more character focused, character building, focusing on that. Can't stay for long. I'm only here to say hello. See you for tomorrow's arc. Yeah. I got some more posts coming up for the OC stuff. I got I'll give you a little hint. It involves Hilda. Which, if you're into this, you're into Discord, so you know like the teasers and everything. But yeah, I am very happy with how Volume 5 turned out. It is a little more experimental as far as the actual like storytelling of it. It's a little more focused on not so much reality, a little bit more like analogy. For how a character is feeling, and I'm not gonna go into everything as far as like as far as the actual story goes, because it literally just dropped today. Now next week I will be doing a stream talking about the spoilers, and we'll do it going more in depth with spoilers. I will check out some art. I'll pull up some art and show you guys what you can expect to see in it, but yeah, I'm very pleased with how everything turned out. The speed of which I was able to do this. This comic is shorter, but to be honest, I even added 2 extra pages. I originally this comic was planned to be 44 pages. It is now 46 pages, and I felt like it would be a really good opportunity to have some like just a little teaser at the end for what's coming in Volume 6, because Volume 6, if your complaint is oh, there's not enough action, there's too much character exploration, it's not actiony enough for me, okay, fine. Volume 6, get ready. Volume 6 is gonna be a lot, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, but also very challenging for me personally to draw. I'm using a technique that is making drawing a certain character's hair much easier. I'll go ahead and explain this. The character has dreadlocks, right? And with my art style, there's only so much I can do to make like the dreadlocks look how to say it, cartoony but still recognizable as dreadlocks. So like I have to draw it a certain way, and for LeJon, I think I get the point across. Like LeJon's hair looks like dreadlocks. You look at it, you can get that. What's challenging though is that I have to draw each line of hair And especially if the character's hair is really long, like LeJohn's is just to his shoulders. If a character, for instance, has even longer hair, especially when they're moving, their hair is going to be like doing this, like a cape. It's going to be flowing, right? And because dreadlocks are instead of being individual strands, they're like basically just chunks of hair. It's a challenge to draw that while outlining and shading the hair, right? And again, my art style is not very complex. The shading is simple and whatnot. But at the same time, I want it to look good, but not time consuming. And what I've done is there's a plugin for Paint.net, which is a software I use. It's a free alternative to Photoshop. And what I've been using is what's it called? The outline tool. And basically, I'll color the hair. I'll do the color first, which is not normally how I do things. First, I outline it, and then I color it. But in this case, I actually do the color first. So I draw the hair, and it's usually I just use the line tool. It's very simple. You can use 2 curves to the line tool, so you can make it kind of squiggly like this. And that's usually all I need for hair, right? And for most lines, to be honest. But I've done that with the hair, and I'll draw the color of the hair, and I'll do each strand of each lock of the dreadlocks. I'll do that, and then once I'm done with that, I'll hit the outline tool on it, and I'll do a thin outline first, and then I'll select part of it that I know I'm not going to that's going to be part of the outline. I will deselect everything that is on the inner lines of the character, like in the body of the character, like over the face of the character, and then the stuff that's on the outside, where the hair is on the outline of the character. Then I will do the outline effect again and thicken it up. And that is saving time. That is saving a lot of time. And I'm glad I thought to try that, because it is working very well. But yeah, there is a lot of hair. There is a lot of dreadlocks to come in the volume 6. So I've found that method for drawing it better. But I wanna just like do this stream just to kind of like let everyone know volume 5 is out. You can go read it right now. I'm very excited for you guys to check that out. What your thoughts are. There's been a lot of more interaction on Global Comics. There's been some comments coming in, Discord, DeviantArt. There's all sorts of interaction. Reddit. It seems like there's a lot more enthusiasm for the comic as it goes, and I'm really excited for that. I'm really grateful for that, and I can't wait to see your guys' thoughts on this volume. So with all that being said, I want to here's the page. Good Lord, I just got flashbanged by the brightness. Let me turn that down. So yeah, it's called My Immortal. Up until on DeviantArt, I've been posting the pages set in the water, and I've been naming them after Spiritbox songs, because their album this year was called Tsunami Sea, and there's a lot of songs. A lot of the titles to the songs match the character of Lady Lake in this volume specifically, and I just like every page that I uploaded of the water scenes, I just named it different songs of the album that fit the best, and I think that was pretty good. However, I didn't want to do that for the title, because consistently what I've done is every single title of the volumes have been, with the exception of the first one, have been names of 90s and 2000s rock and metal songs. So like Volume 1, Death Metal, because that's kind of setting up the tone of the story, the nostalgic kind of feel to it of the 2000s, and what vaguely genre I'm using to do the naming scheme of the rest of the stuff, and a lot of the references, because there's tons of references to 2000s rock and metal music all throughout all volumes of this. And volume 5 is no different. There are there's a new character that's introduced that is himself a reference. And it's one of my favorite bands, and I always jam out. Every single album is so good from that band. But I'm not gonna spoil it. You're gonna have to figure it out. Some people have figured it out. Some people I've shared the artwork to, and they guessed it correctly without me having to tell them. So that was pretty good. But anyway, so death metal, the first one. Second one's Like a Stone. You got Audio Slave, you know, Chris Cornell, rest in peace. And Like a Stone, Stonehold, you know. Then Stonehold himself is a reference to Stone Cold, Steve Austin. He's got a wrestler backstory as well, where people thought it was a costume, but no, he's actually just a rock and mud monster. The Devil and I, Slipknot reference. In fact, Volume 3 itself is just a Slipknot reference. Episode 4, or Volume 4, I should say. I wish I could change this to Volume 4. I wonder if I can. I haven't really played around with it, to see if that's even a setting. Anyway, Seeing Red Again. Seeing Red Again is actually not the title of the Chevelle song. I think it's just called The Red. But I didn't think The Red would fit, so Seeing Red Again works because, one, V is furious, and she's seeing red, which is a phrase for saying, you're enraged. All you see is bright red because you're angry. And literally for Raymond, because the death metal suit has a red visor over it, so literally everything he sees is red. So it's kind of a double meaning with that. And then this one, My Immortal. My Immortal kind of has a double meaning. The song itself is about grief, losing someone. And the character that gets a spotlight in this volume is Lady Lake, which is literally just a woman made out of water. She's about as immortal as it gets. She can't really age. Her water body just can't really age. There's no... she doesn't really have wrinkles or anything because, again, water. She's as close to as immortal as she can get. Of course, I guess if she gets evaporated, then she's probably done. But under extreme circumstances, she could be killed. But otherwise, she's pretty much invulnerable for the most part. There's certain ways you can stop her. Obviously, she's got the tiara on her head, which is what controls her powers. But there's for the most part, she's pretty difficult to actually kill. She can be stopped, but it's hard to kill her. But yeah, so without that being said, I wanted to do something a little bit funny. I wanted to, cause I did a stream a little while back where I was pitting Little Miss Steel against the Incredibles characters because the Incredibles was trending for a little bit. I did that a little while back. And now there's a new trend in superheroes, which is Dispatch. So I wanted to kind of go through these. I'm not super familiar with all the characters. I know some of them, just from the stuff I see get shared, so some of the clips and stuff like that. I want to kind of go through them and share which ones I think Little Miss Steel could beat in a fight. Now, Robert... I want to see a picture gallery. Can we see him as Mecha Man? No Mecha Man? Really? No Mecha Man pictures? Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. Let me just zoom in on this 244p image here. So Mecha Man, big metal suit, V. From Volume 4, spoiler alerts, don't listen. V actually ended up defeating death metal there. It's questionable if it was actually her doing it or if it was if she was meant to defeat it. It's questionable. Volume 5 actually answers this, by the way. But yeah, she has advantages when it comes to, she's made of steel, like kind of fluid steel, like it's very hard skin. And she can basically just go toe-to-toe with any metal creation, any mech suit or anything. She can go punch to punch with them. Sparks fly whenever they hit each other and stuff like that. That was a detail I did in Volume 4. and Volume 1 of Little Miss Steel is that they're sparks whenever they make contact. But with this suit, I think, I think Mecha Man, especially as we see him at the start of the story, he's kind of washed, right? He doesn't really got the money like he used to coming in. He can't really fix a suit as well as he needs to, and especially after the suit is basically destroyed, he doesn't really have much of a way of doing anything. So I think because his suit is probably a little less well made than Death Metal's suit is, I think V could actually beat Mecha Man here. I think she could actually do it. Holy crap. I did not realize it was going to be freaking zoomed in that much. Anyway, let's go Sonar next. So Sonar, he has normal form and his monster form. By the way, it's voiced by Moist Critical. Which look, some of the voice acting choices are questionable. I think Moist does a pretty good job from what I've heard. I don't think Jacksepticeye does a good job. I don't think Jacksepticeye is a good voice for a character, period. I don't really think he's one to do very good voice work. His voice is so recognizable. He can't really change it that much. Like, he's very just one note. I've never really been a huge Jacksepticeye fan anyway, but especially for him voicing a character, it doesn't work. Anytime, let me give an example. Anytime I'm seeing, like, there's a scary game, right? There's an indie horror game, and then all of a sudden the character starts talking, and it's like a voice recording or like a tape, because it's always a VHS tape or something, or cassette tape, and it gets played, and all of a sudden I hear this Irish dude with a very distinct voice that is unmistakable as anyone else. It takes me out of the experience, and the same thing goes for his character in Dispatch. But Moist Critical actually does a pretty decent job, I think, as this character here, Sonar. Now, Big Monster, obviously the advantage that Sonar has over Little Miss Steel is flight. She cannot fly. She can jump a little higher than normal. As she steals up her legs, she can put all her power in her legs, and then fly up. I don't really know how well she could do if Sonar just kind of tries to keep its distance, right? We did see in Volume 4 that she has access to her mother's light beams power, which might have been a one-off thing, might have been something that she can practice and get better at. It's not really clear from Volume 4. Volume 6, we'll go into that. We'll answer that a little bit. But basically, she has the potential to have some range, and then with the gadgets as well, she has some potential for range. But she doesn't necessarily have as consistent of a way to get distance that Sonar can. Not to mention, Sonar is obviously very large, very strong, very fast. I think Little Miss Steel would have a little bit of an issue with Sonar in this form. The only thing, though, is that he cannot really control when this form comes out or not. It just kind of happens, and that makes him a little harder to, control himself, to be able to actually last in a fight if it goes long. So I would say this fight could go either way. I'm not gonna stake a claim on anything solid, but I think Sonar. I think they could go if they went for 5 rounds. I think either one of them could end up winning 3 out of 5. Flambe. Where's the gallery of him? Okay, this is a pretty good one. Yeah, this is a good one. I like this artwork here. This is pretty nice. Yeah, so Flambe, he's fire. I don't know if you realize this, but steel can be melted. Therefore, not good for Little Miss Steel. On top of, her non-steeled up areas just being, human flesh that could definitely burn. The steel being melted is probably not going to be a very enjoyable experience. So yeah, that's not great. I think she could potentially use her environment. Like if there's a fire hydrant, I think she could potentially put him out by doing that. Or, you know, trying to duck for cover and stuff like that. Like just trying to use her environment to her advantage, where I think Flambe would probably just keep fireballing her every chance he gets. I don't necessarily think that this is a good matchup for her. I think Flambe wins. I'm not gonna lie. Invisigal. This is one where I feel pretty confident in saying that V wins. She, you know, very simple power. She's invisible. Like that's basically just it. Like she's invisible. She can, you know, entirely disappear, and V would have a hard time finding her. But all she really has to do is just steal up her face and different parts where she can like where she can just block where the hits are coming in. And to my knowledge, Invisigal doesn't have any super strength or anything. I don't think she has anything like that. So it's I mean, there's just not really much that she can do versus a character with super strength and durability and hardened skin that would actually hurt her fist more than help her. But you know, like I like this pose. This is a really good pose. But yeah, I mean, I think she could get away from her. I think she could escape Little Miss Steel, but I don't actually think that she could beat her in a fight. So I'm gonna put that confidently. She ties with Sonar. She wins against Mecha Man. She loses to Flambe. She wins against Invisigal. So she's 2-1-1 right now. Punch Up. To my knowledge, he just has super strength, right? Yeah, abilities. Pyrokinesis. I don't even know what that is. Superhuman strength and durability, pain immunity. Interesting. What is search? What is pyrokinesis? Fictional ability to control density of objects and living beings. What? That's crazy. My Hero Academia. Why is Omni-Man here? What the heck is going on? Oh, does this mean he can fly? He can fly? He can fly, huh? That's pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, Jacksepticeye's voice doesn't match him at all. Like, not in the slightest. Like, it's the most jarringly bad voice. It's the only character I think has a bad voice actor, unfortunately. But yeah. He's only 3'3", ladies and gentlemen, but he is very strong. And pretty much, it seems like immune to pain, super durable as well. I mean, look, Little Miss Steel is strong and durable. I would say Little Miss Steel is probably, when she's steeled up, is probably more durable than Punch Up. But I don't think she's as strong as Punch Up. I think Punch Up is stronger than her. So despite the fact that she's got steel skin, I still think he ends up winning in a like a fist collide type of moment. I think he wins. He might not be as fast as her due to being very short, but he is like able to basically just beat her in a one-on-one fight, and that's kind of how V rolls. It's kind of how Little Miss Steel rolls. But yeah, apparently he might be able to fly as well. If he can fly, that's definitely a problem for her, because she can't even reach him at that point. So I think, oh yeah, let me show the character art. I like the design. I like the concept of a very short, strong man. I like that idea. This is fun. Yeah, I mean, there's some fun ideas here for sure. This is just cursed. This is cursed right here, man. Water Boy, what the heck, man? What the heck? He's so weird. Anyway, I like the character design. I like the powers and stuff like that. It's cool. I just don't really think he I don't really think Little Miss Steel can beat him. I think he actually ends up winning. So that's a 2-2-1 so far. Let's go for Malevola, which everyone wants to romance, but apparently there's not a romance option for her, from what I've heard. Let's see her powers. Demon Physiology, so I'm assuming stronger, more durable, probably faster. Portal Creation, wound transferal. So if she has been stabbed, she can move the stab to the enemy. That's pretty broken. Interesting. Huh. Hmm. That's tough. That's a tough battle. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think Lil Miss Steel, ignoring the life trade thing, I think Lil Miss Steel might be stronger, might be more durable with her steel skin than her, perhaps. But I don't. That life trade thing is rough, man. That life trade thing is rough. Let's look at a picture of her. Oh yeah, she has a sword and she can. She's a demon character and she can travel through portals. How is Marvel not suing this this company right now? This is like, look. You can say death metal is Iron Man. Okay, you can definitely make that statement. Obviously, that character is different. If Marvel hits me up and tells me to change the character, I'm gonna have to change the character. How a company with this, a game with this much reach, with this much impact, can get away with having this character that is basically just magic? I mean, exactly magic. Except she's Australian. Also voiced by a YouTuber, I think. How in the world they can get away with this character, I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a tough fight. I think it's a tough fight. Oh, this is cool, man. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's sick. Yeah, man, that's awesome. But yeah, I think she's a tough match for Lil Miss Steel. I think potentially she could beat her in a fight. But that life trade would definitely give her an advantage. I would say Lil Miss Steel probably loses. So we're 2, 3, and 1, unfortunately, for Lil Miss Steel. But maybe the tide can turn. Golem, the sentient construct. Is he made of rock? Is he made of, like, I don't know what he is. Morphological being, so he can morph himself. Earth mimicry, so he can control rocks, or he can move through the ground, or both. And then regenerative healing. So yeah, I mean, he's basically Stonehold. Not to say I'm not even. Don't you dare even like misconstrue that. I am not saying that they copied Stonehold. If anything, they copied Clayface. I mean, like, it's a pretty tough battle. I mean, Stonehold is a hard battle for Little Miss Steel. I mean, she lost to him twice. It's just the ability to drown her in mud, essentially, and there's not really much she can do whenever Stonehold gets that advantage against her. The thing is with him, it doesn't look like he's got mud. It seems like it's just rocks. Because of that regeneration, I mean, it's just going to be hard to actually beat this guy. I think the only way you're going to do it is if you somehow cage him or freeze him, right? Like how Stonehold gets defeated in Volume 2 of Little Miss Steel. You freeze him. So I think with her Frostbangs, I think she can freeze this guy up, and that would count as a victory. I think if she can keep him frozen. I don't really know how strong he is, so if he's strong enough to break out of ice easily, then that's a lose. I guess what I'm saying is I think it can go either way for these two. I think it can go, like, I think either one of them can win this matchup. I think it's, look at this guy. Look at him. He's got a huge hand and then a small hand. But yeah, I think either way it can. I think it can go. Sometimes he can win. Sometimes Lil Miss Steel can win. I think this is a little better of a matchup than fighting Stonehold. I think. Yeah, I think it can go either way. So 2-3-2 currently. Prism. I don't really know what Prism does. I don't really know what she does. Photokinesis. I think that means she has like light. Oh, illusionist. Photo ionization, holographic manipulation. Oh yeah, so she manipulates light and creates like illusions and stuff like that. Okay, okay. Yeah, not gonna lie. Oh, that picture kind of solves it all right there. She can even make clones of herself, fake clones of herself. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I think God Almighty. Anyway, I think she. I'm distracted here. Hold on. Let me lock in. Lock in. Lil Miss Steel, I think she would fall for illusions at first. I think she would start to wisen up to what's going on here. But then I think it's kind of a tough one because I don't think she has any kind of super strength or durability or anything. So I mean, if Lil Miss Steel gets one good punch on her, I mean, I think it's pretty much lights out. No pun intended. That hair looks great. That is some good looking hair for the game style. That's very detailed. Oh yeah. So I guess that's her normal hair, and I guess she wears a wig. Interesting. I like the colors though. But yeah, I think this is actually a win. I think Lil Miss Steel can actually win this, especially with the smoke grenades kind of even the odds. So if she can like flashbang. If she could flashbang Lil Miss Steel, she could be like, okay, if you're just going to try and blind me, I'm going to blind you. I'm a level playing field. Smoke grenade. Now we both can't see. Now it's basically... now it's more of a fair fight again. So, a fair fight would be if she had super strength and durability to go toe-to-toe with Lil Miss Steel, and she doesn't. So I think she actually loses. I think we're now at 3-3-2 for 3-3-2. Yeah, okay. That's right. I was just counting to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything. Coupe or Coupe? I think it's Coupe. Interesting. What's her powers? Umbra kinetic weaponry. So it's darkness. Umbra kinetic flight. She's got like dark wings. Okay. Superhuman accuracy. Ooh. So she can make like dark spears essentially and throw them, or dark feathers. Oh, here we go. Hence the knives. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I like that. Ooh, yes. That looks pretty cool. That's a cool design. I like that. So the feathers and knives are actually like either they're real and she has a certain number of them, or she can create them with darkness or whatever, like dark energy. I don't know. Again, I don't know everything about the game, but I'm just going to assume that she can just keep throwing these things infinitely. She can just keep generating them infinitely. So yeah, flight. Problem for Lil Miss Steel. She can outrange her, especially with being able to throw these things. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. I don't know why I'm thinking it's like a card or money or something. But she can throw this stuff. Definitely a problem for Lil Miss Steel. Again, she might have the ability to do the light beam thing and shoot her out of the sky potentially, or at least do that. The only thing is, these knives aren't going to be able to pierce the steel skin, so as long as she blocks with like her forearms and stuff, and it keeps her head steeled up and everything, she would have to aim for the legs, is what I'm saying. But she has superhuman accuracy, so I think she would actually get them. Things aren't looking too good for Lil Miss Steel here. I think this is definitely created by darkness. The way it's swirling around them, 100%. She could just create these things. Cool design again. I like it's a really good design. It's basically like Female Falcon, but kind of more gothic, I guess. But yeah, I don't really see this being a good matchup for Lil Miss Steel. Look at the eye twitch. She's a little unhinged. I don't think this is a good matchup for her. I think she loses. I think she loses to Coupe. That's a good pose. That's a really good pose. That's awesome. Tells me so much about her character by looking at that. But I honestly, I'm afraid to admit it, folks. I'm afraid to admit it, but I think that's a loss. So now we're at 3-4-2. 3 wins, 4 losses, 2 trades, and we only got 2. We only got 2 left. Well, I mean, no, never mind. There's Way more than 2. There's 2 more that you can, potential teammates here. Apparently he gets super depressed. And his hair turns more green. He gets a lot more pale and sickly looking, and his hair turns green. I don't know what's going on with him. Anyway, alien, species unknown, Catan. This is literally just Superman. This is he's literally Superman. What the heck? I guess Omni-Man is also Superman, but he doesn't have as the last of his name. I mean, that's Jax I think, is a character in Superman. Yeah, it is. A little questionable there. A little questionable. They're flirting with disaster, man. The people developing this game are flirting with DC and Marvel. All right. Abilities: flight, strength, depression. Superhero strength, durability, energy absorption, flight. What? Energy absorption? Interesting. I'm assuming that means if he gets hit by something, he can just do that. Phenomenal motivation. Heroes sent with Phenomena Man have their rest time reduced by half. Okay, I'm just reading this. Easily depressed. Needs only 2 seconds of rest. However, if any call fails or misses, he will be depressed and need 45 seconds of rest. Holy crap, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Wow, what a character. I love this. This is really good. It's a Superman character, but he's just depressed. That's really funny. Oh no, man. No, I feel bad for him. This is the writing in this game is actually pretty good. I'm finding out. I think his hair isn't green or yellowish. I think it's just like dirty blonde. I think it's supposed to be, but it comes off a little green. Good design. I mean, it's a tad generic, I guess, but I mean, it works. It gets the point across. How old is this dude? Is he like 40 something? Age unknown. Interesting. Anyway, yeah. So flight again, problem for Little Miss Steel. He's definitely stronger than Little Miss Steel. Probably just as durable, if not more durable, all over his body, as opposed to Little Miss Steel only being durable where she can steal up half of it. Oh man, that's pretty good. Oh, and then he flies through the portal. That's pretty cool. I like that. Is she closest to portal when he's halfway through it? Does he get cut in half? Anyway. Oh no, I feel bad for him, man. I feel bad. Oh no. Oh, without the beard. There's one with the sideburn beard, which I do like this beard design. I like it better than the mustache. Yes, show me him happy. Thank you. I wanted to see him happy. I needed to see him happy after all that. But but anyway, I think this is a tough matchup for her. I don't think she wins. I think this is another loss, unfortunately. I can't really see a situation where she somehow defeats depressed Superman. Now, there is a chance that he just gets depressed halfway through the match and just kind of gives up and lets her just beat him up. That's possible. I don't know. For that, I almost want to say go half and half, that they can trade with each other. But this is supposed to be Superman, and Little Miss Steel is not on Superman's level of strength. I don't know, man. I can't. I think that's another loss. Dang it. So, what was it we were at? We were at let's see, 1, 2, 3. Did I say? No. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So three wins, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses. And then 2 ties. Yeah. So 3 wins, 5 losses, 2 ties. It's not looking too good. Waterboy, she wins. I don't even need. I'll pull him up, but I don't even need to look. I know he's gonna lose. I know he's gonna lose, man. Look at him, bro. Look at him. He is 6'4". I wasn't expecting him to be that tall. He is 6'4". Hydro breath. So he just basically spits water. Hold on, my music has stopped. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So he spits water. Bodily liquids generation. So he can just keep infinitely spewing water. Essentially is what I'm getting. Okay. It's so weird. It's so weird, man. It's the fact that he's also dressed like a swimmer. He's just, there's nothing really unique about him. He looks like a loser. Man, look, this is cursed, man. Cursed. I think there's a strong chance that if he was actually good, if he seemed like he was actually capable, I could potentially give that to him. But he doesn't control water, he just spits it. I gotta give it to Little Miss Steel. I'm not even gonna debate this. This is an easy win. So 4-5-2. And now we're moving on to the characters you can't play as, apparently, but do exist in the game. So I'm gonna go ahead, or at least they aren't in the Z team that they're called here. Blonde Blazer. I don't really know what all she does other than flight. So let's see. Okay, it doesn't say what her powers are. Excuse me. It doesn't say what her abilities are. What? Oh, okay. Never mind. Powers and abilities: flight, super strength, energy generation, and he's got energy absorption. Ah, that's why they're a couple. They give and take. Except he pretty much only takes. And projection. So she's kind of got the laser beams too, right? Man, she's basically just Captain Marvel. Yeah, so I think depending on how strong she is, I would say hinting at some degree of superhuman strength. Oh, okay. I would say this is a toss-up. Even though she's got flight, Little Miss Steel does have some degree of range, and if we're going off of the fact that if she can use her light beams, she can control it. Blonde Blazer also has a beam, so I think they potentially could balance out. I think they could be evenly matched. I'm gonna say this is a trade. So we're 4-5-3. 4 wins, 5 losses, 3 trades. Pom Pom, who are you? Apparently nothing. There's no powers or anything. So I don't know what she does. If I had to guess what she does, I think she could duplicate herself. I want to say she could duplicate herself. And I'm only saying that because she's a black cheerleader, and there was a black cheerleader in Sky High who could duplicate herself. That is the only thing I'm operating off of that assumption. But but it would be cool. I mean, it would be cool just to have the same character again. I don't mind that. Sweet Talker. I think you mean Tyler Anno. I'm just kidding. He 100% is Tyrannosaurus Rex. And dare I say, he looks better. Tyler Anno's got hair, though. So you know what? There's something to it. Tyler Anno, he's got hair. Look, I'm just going to assume that he is like very similar to Tyler Anno. Superhuman strength. He does have tiny hands. That's so funny. Superhuman strength, speed, durability, and you know, Tyler Rano's got the rage side. I don't think this guy's got the rage, but at the same time, I think if I'm going to assume that the characters are similar in what they can do, what their abilities are, again, there's nothing here to actually go off of, but I'm just assuming that they're the same. Little Miss Steel loses, so I'm gonna go ahead and say 4-6-3. 4-6-3. That's it. And then Pom Pom, not available. Brick House. Now this woman looks to, looks to be super strong. Holy, that's she's got a lot of bulk there. What the heck? She is super strong. Kind of made me think of Zarya a little bit, but with the color scheme of King Koopa from the Mario Brothers Super Show. My throne! My throne room! You faucet faces have done it now! That's how he sounds, I swear. Anyway, combat is 3, so she's definitely super strong. They would not make her that bulky. She's She-Hulk. I just realized she's She-Hulk, basically. Not gonna lie, this is how I think She-Hulk should be. This is how she should look in the MCU, I think. I don't like her MCU design. I think it's very boring. But yeah, Unstoppable Force and Movable Object on both. So super strength, essentially. If that's all she does, I think it's kind of a toss-up. So I'm going to say 4-6-4. 4-6-4. Equilibrium. What the heck are you? I don't even know what you are. You look very breakable, though. Combat is 4. Intelligence 4. Mobility 5. Jesus, this thing is broken. What's the catch? I have no idea, so I can't really rank. I can't really rank this one. But I would assume that it would beat it, but I can't rank it. So 4-6-4 still. And then Brain Book, which is kind of a lame name. Ashley Johnson? They got Ashley Johnson in this game? Okay. Lois Lane? I don't really know what her abilities are. I'm assuming she's super smart. Knowledge is power. Now wait a minute now. I've heard a character say this. Knowledge is power. Where what she's like, she says it in, when she's using an ability. Knowledge is power. I think it's a Marvel Snap character, but I can't remember. Knowledge is power. It could be Spectrum. It could be Spectrum, actually. Anyway, I don't think she could beat Lilith Steel. I think she would lose. But I don't know the rest of her power, so I'm not going to review her. So still 4-6-4. Chase. This guy's super fast. That's right. Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright. I love Jeffrey Wright. He was great in The Batman. It's weird that they cast Commissioner Gordon as a black dude, because he's not that at all in any comics. But he does a good job playing that version of Gordon. Like, for that movie, I think he does pretty good. It's kind of like a Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury thing, where, like, he does such a good job that, like, people forgive it. I can forgive that. Jeffrey Wright is a really good character in that movie. And I can't wait to see him again for the second one, when it eventually comes out, when I'm in my 30s. Anyway, he's super fast, but I think he ages super fast too. Yeah, traits, abilities, speedster. So, I think, oh yeah, 50 times faster, aging 50 times faster when he uses his powers. Jesus. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Anyway, I think honestly, I think I think Lil Miss Steel would beat him. Mostly because, okay, super speed, right? What happens when you're super fast and you hit something super hard? Your arm gets super broken into millions of pieces. So I kind of feel like I feel like I feel like he could get up to some tricks, and I'm assuming that he won't die. I'm assuming that he won't die using his powers. I'm just going to like say that for this purposes, for this matchup, he would not die using his powers. I think it's. I think he could get up to some creative things, like the Flash could do some creative things, right? I don't know. I think he wins in some cases. I think he has to use his environment, but I think Lil Miss Steel wins more often, just because if for no other reason that he can't really hurt her that much. He can do things to be sneaky about it. Oh, I didn't even look at the rest of his gallery. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like she can just beat him in most cases. So I'm gonna give her 5, 6, 4. I think is what it is. I think it's 5, 6, 4. Galen, I think he's just another dispatcher. Just by looking at him, I don't think he actually has any abilities. Royd, which is funny that this big gigantic dude's name is Royd. Powers and skills. Engineering is implied to be skilled in engineering, seen in the trailer looking over 3D schematics of Robert's Mecha Man suit. Okay. So we don't actually know if he's super strong. Okay, so he doesn't even have any abilities. He's just a big dude. Okay, well. Lana works in the mailroom from a different galaxy altogether. What the heck? No powers. Okay, so I can't really go off of that. So final counter. Lil Miss Steel in a fight, not necessarily to the death, but in a fight where like they can subdue the other. Either restrain or knock him out, right? Mecha Man, I think she wins. Just due to the condition of the suit, I think she can win against him. Sonar, I think it's back and forth. I think either of them could win, so I think that's a tie. Flambe, loss. Fire is super effective against steel, ladies and gentlemen. You play Pokemon. Invisigal, I think Lil Miss Steel, this is an easy win for her. Invisigal can't really do anything to her physically as far as like actually hurting her. She can try and aim for the weak spots, but eventually Lil Miss Steel is going to figure out how to find her, especially if she throws a smoke grenade. She can see the smoke move around whenever Invisigal is invisible and moving around through the smoke. She can see that and knock her out with just one hit. Punch Up. I think Lil Miss Steel actually loses. I think he's significantly stronger than her. And apparently he doesn't feel pain, so it doesn't even matter if she breaks his arm. He's still going to just go anyway. So that's a loss. Malevola, she can apparently move her wounds onto other people, including her enemies. Broken. So I think Malevola wins. Golem, I think they trade. I think they can go back and forth. I think Lil Miss Steel can beat him. I think he can beat her. It's all about, since he can regenerate his like rock and stuff, I think it's all about kind of restraining him. And I think with the Frost Bangs, that can just freeze him in place. I think she can actually do that. Prism, I think Lil Miss Steel wins. I think the illusions will work for a little while, but I think Lil Miss Steel would figure it out. And if the flashbangs are too much, she can just smoke grenade and kind of level the playing field and make both of them unable to see each other. So I think Lil Miss Steel wins. Coupe, I think that's a loss. Because even if she can harden herself and take the knives, she's got superhuman accuracy. She can aim for the legs if she steeled up her arms. She can aim for her arms if she steeled up her legs. So I think Coupe wins. Phenomena Man. I think this is... I'm going to say this is a trade. Because apparently he gets super depressed really easily. So I think halfway through the battle, he can just be like, oh, what's the point? And just kind of give up. So I think I think he if he's not depressed, he wins. If he is depressed, I think Lil Miss Steel wins. So I think that's a trade. Waterboy, easy Lil Miss Steel win. Blonde Blazer, I think they can go back and forth. I think they can trade. Pom Pom, don't know anything about her. Sweet Talker, I think if he's anything like Tyler Anno wins. So Sweet Talker wins. Brick House, probably back and forth. I mean, they're both super strong, but there's not really anything else to Brick House. I don't really know anything other than that. So it's probably a case where I think they could trade. I think they're just about even on that one. Equilibrium, don't know anything about this creature. Brain Book, I'm assuming she's super smart. I don't know if she has mind manipulation or anything like that. Like I don't really know, so I can't really rank her. Chase, I think Lil Miss Steel wins. I just don't think he can do anything to actually like stop her. He might be able to like use a rope and tie her up really fast, but she can just break out of it with either her strength or with the moon disc cutting out of it. I just don't think there's a way that he can actually immobilize her. I don't think there's a way for him to actually do that. And then the rest of these are unranked. So super villain, I don't think he does anything. What is his powers? No powers. Apparently he's voiced by Matthew Mercer, which is pretty crazy. And then these two don't really count, I guess. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think it's a pretty fair trade. I think she loses one more than she wins, and she trades with quite a few of them. But I think she could actually stand her ground against quite a bit of the characters, quite a bit of the roster from this patch. I also did like a little post. I did a little post. Where is it at? Media. Yeah, there it is. I did a little post with her. Someone made like a template to like put your own characters up here. So I decided just to throw it up here. Now, no, Lil Miss Steel in the actual comic is 16, but I just decided to age her up here because I think everyone in the game is an adult, and all of them were in jail as opposed to juvenile detention. So I decided just to put 18 there. But yeah, I just figured I'd just do something like this. But yeah, with all that being said, that's basically it. So. Butterbean. So check out Lil Miss Steel Volume 5. If you have not read it yet, go ahead and do that. If you haven't read the others, they're all free. You can read all of them, all 5 of them for free right now. So I'm very happy with each one that I put out. They always get better than the last, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about it. I'm really looking forward to your comments and posts and reviews and stuff like that. So. Yeah, keep it up, man. The views have been really good. We're over. I think we just passed 22,000 views, which is pretty crazy. So I really appreciate that. Always gonna be appreciative of you guys reading and sharing and enjoying the feeling of watching a 2000s cartoon with the storytelling and the action and the art style. I hope you really enjoy it. I hope it makes you feel all warm and tingly inside, like you're a little kid on Saturday morning again. I hope it makes you feel that way. But until next time, stay tuned for more updates. Volume 6 is going to be coming early 2026. I'm going to shoot for maybe a March, because this volume is probably going to end up being a little bit longer, I think, than the last couple ones. I think it's going to be longer, so it might be March until I can put out that one, but we'll see. We'll see. I might have another crazy art spree like I did with this one and just boom, 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 page done. Done. I might do something like that. So with all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for reading.